Hi everybody, this is Josh Ward running for the 2018 U.S. Senate seat against Elizabeth Warren in Massachusetts. I want to talk to you today because I had a discussion with my girl and with a few other people about where the corruption comes from in this country. Does it start small in your local towns and it's just an example to the larger government for them to completely ignore what's going on with the people down in the small towns? Or is it corruption that begins at the upper levels in Washington, D.C., where our politicians are bought and paid for by corporations, and it trickles down to our lower governments, where you have to prove that you're willing to be corrupt to a certain extent at each level to move up? It was an interesting discussion, and the unfortunate thing about these discussions was that it seems that the one thing that was agreed upon readily was that at all levels of our government, things are pretty corrupt, and it's very hard to find honest people in politics these days. And that is something that I find incredibly disturbing. My girl even said to me, she's like, the problem is no one's actually there for you, for the other person. And that's something I want to turn around. I was raised in Melrose, Massachusetts, and I can remember standing up and saluting the flag and saying the Pledge of Allegiance every morning and feeling like I was part of something bigger. And that's something that's been lost. We no longer say the Pledge of Allegiance in class, and I think that's something that should be brought back. I think we should be saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I think we should be working with our communities to bring people together, even in our local communities, to just spend time together. Too many of us spend all of our time on the couch, on the computer. I'm just as guilty. Even though obviously I have obvious reasons why I'm running for office, and that's why I spend a lot of time on the computer. But it's good to get outside. It's good to spend time with people. Great thing this morning. Went out for breakfast with my girl. I actually stopped and we're starting to talk to the people at Panera actually, and just getting to know people, telling them who I am. I'm a sheriff. I like helping people. I'm a father of 3, and I want to make sure that they have a good life, and I want to make sure that the people around me have good lives. To me, it's important to help you, to help other people. Something that's important to me. And one of the ways I have to do that is right now is by warning you what's kind of coming around. Right now, in 10 different states, let me name these states: Colorado, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Minnesota, Missouri, North Carolina, North Dakota is a big one, Virginia, and Washington. Laws are being passed that are anti-protest bills. Bills to keep you from having your rights, your say in what happens in this government. Basically what these laws are about is putting us down. It's basically the powers that be saying, you don't have to be listened to. You're not important enough to have a voice in our country. And that is completely insane, because this is America, where we have a constitution, we have freedom of speech, we have freedoms and liberties to gather and express ourselves. And even here in Kingston, Mass, I recently learned, where I moved down here, I started learning things about the local government down here, some very interesting things. One of them is they no longer allow the people of Kingston to speak out at meetings. They don't give the people an opportunity to voice their concerns and what's going on. That's something that absolutely has to change and be fought for by the people of Kingston. It's time to take charge of your government. If you allow that to happen, it's only going to get worse. Apparently, you are allowed to file for an appointment to speak up, but you're not allowed to actually go to the meetings and speak out. Any way to suppress free speech, especially in such a manner, so blatantly keeping anyone from being listened to when it matters, is an appalling thing. I can't believe that's actually happened here in Kingston, Mass, where I'm now living. I'm really hoping that maybe it's time for some new blood in Kingston, some new people to step up and run for office and take charge, because that's what I promote across the country. I'm not just running against Elizabeth Warren here in Massachusetts. I want to see others running across this country. Whether your election is 2 years away or 6 years away, you need to get involved. Just like me, grassroots program, I've been running for a year right now, and it'll be almost another year before the paperwork even officially comes out for me to get signatures and everything I need to do to get on the ballot. But hopefully by then, I will have a force to be reckoned with, and that's the important thing. So I'd like to give credit to a friend of mine, Daniel Clark. He's running for high office. He's running for the Senate too. He said hi to me, and he's a progressive, and he's trying to make a difference. You know what? We can do this. Making a difference isn't that hard. It's just about getting out there, getting to know the people, and making sure your voice is heard. And don't allow the people that are in power now to take your voice away. Your voice matters. What you have to say matters. So I'm going to include a link below to where you can sign up to fight against these terrible laws that are being passed, especially in North Dakota, where apparently it's trying to be legalized to run people down with a motorized vehicle and make it legal to murder someone is basically what the people of North Dakota are doing right now. It's appalling. Absolutely appalling. So stand up for your rights, because if you don't, they will disappear. This is Josh Ford running for the U.S. Senate in Massachusetts in 2018. I'm looking forward to progressives taking back this country. Talk to you later. Bye.